Hello there, in this video I will tell you how to export models from Blender to Unity. You will see what settings do you need for simple models, what settings do you need for complex models to export. We will also cover exporting animations. You will see what to do if there are multiple animations and how you can export them into a single file. And of course some tips for optimizing your creation pipeline. For example, how to quickly export a lot of models from Blender to Unity. So stay here and watch till the end. In this video we will also show you some of exporting settings that we have created and set to our presets. You can find their screenshots linked in the description on our website. So if you miss something, then go and check it out. The first example will be quite simple. It's a container model and it's a single object, so it's single mesh. We don't have here separate meshes to export separately. We just have the whole mesh and we want to export it into a single file with this mesh. Let's move it to 0,0 coordinates to the center of the scene. Now let's move to Unity project and select the folder in which we want to export it. Here in right mouse button menu you should select option Show in Explorer and go to the folder and copy the path. Now we should return to Blender, then go to the menu file Export FBX. FBX is a standard format for any type of 3D content like models with animations or even with some materials, so let's use it. Now we should find our directory. You can just passate the path right here. Probably if you will press export FBX right now, it will export your model to the FBX file, but it will have some troubles. Yeah, but not like this. So the problem with exporting into Unity is that in Blender the axis Z is facing upwards, whereas in Unity the axis Y is facing upwards. So let's export it properly. We should toggle here selected object, and then we should select only mesh, and then toggle these 3 ticks. And we don't need this tick with make animations. If you often export your models to some other engines, or for example for Unity, you can create a quick preset here. Just click this plus button and give it a name. Now you can select it and use it when exporting such models. Now let's finally click this button export. Let's go to Unity and check out our model. As you can see, the rotation and scaling is absolutely correct. So there is no problem then. It works. But it doesn't work for multiple objects. When you have one root object and some objects in children, then yeah, it won't work. Let's move to the next object to see what to do with this problem. So we have our tank here. It has a tower, it has a gun, it has some views, and as you can imagine, we should export all of them in a specific root object, which will be called tank or whatever, and then there will be a child object, for example tower. Let's try to export this tank with existing preset. Wow, something goes wrong. What exactly? Oh, can you see this gun? Where it is? I mean, like, this root object is in a random place. Let's see how we can fix this. So the thing we should fix it since the last time is rotation. In Blender, we should turn our object to -90 degrees by x-axis. Then we should go to Object, Apply Rotation. Now in the Export menu, we should select FBX Unit Scale and toggle off these 2 ticks. You may use this Apply Unit, it's okay. For this time I will create a new preset and I will add in a name that I should turn it by 90 degrees around -x. Now I will go to Unity and check out if everything is okay. And yes, everything is okay, our tower rotates properly. We don't have this weird rotation in our transform components. Probably it's ready to use in a game engine. Now let's move to the next object with a little bit more complicated stuff. We have animations there. It's a tiger, and you see there is a skeleton for him. There is some rig, and we should export it properly to have animations inside of Unity. There is no animation on timeline, so we should select one. Let's drag a separate window, and here we should select drop sheet, and we should select action editor mode. Let's scroll to this drop down and select our necessary animation. We will use run animation as an example. Again, for right transformations, we should turn our object by -90 degrees around x-axis. In exporting window, we should select mesh and armature. Make sure you have selected FBX unit scale and toggled off these 2 ticks. In armature section, we should disable leave bones and leave only deform bones. Switch on bake animation section, and here we should deselect these two ticks. Now let's make our tiger alive. As you can see, in Unity our model has correct rotation, it also has this nice animation right here, and it works properly. But there is one problem, we had multiple animations and now we have only one. Let's see how you can export multiple animations. We should return to our export settings in Blender, and here we should select all animations tick. Of course, don't forget to apply all other changes that we made last time. It's ready, let's go to Unity and check it out. There are multiple animations exported into the engine, and you can see we can select between different animations and we can blend them later in Animation Controller. That's a really useful strategy, so you should probably keep all of your animations for one object inside of this object, not inside of separate objects, as we have only one mesh and multiple animations. Now let's move to our last topic. We will see how to export a lot of meshes at once into separate files with names of these objects. We have some tools right here, some weapons. Let's place them all into 0, 0 coordinates firstly. Now to accomplish this we should have a special tool from GitHub, which is open source. The name of the tool is Blender Super Batch Export. You can find the link to the source files in the description. So after you follow this link, you should go here and press download zip. It should download really fast. So let's move to the Blender. Let's go to Edit, Preferences window, and here we should select addons. Let's click install, and here we should select our folders that we just downloaded. We should select the tick right here to activate it. Then let's save the preferences. Now we should select all of our objects and go to this specific window. This window is like the export window that we were using before. We should select the right path. We should select FBX, select objects by parent, and let's use here our preset. Now we are ready to press batch export. Every object was correctly exported to Unity. You can see it right here. So that was it. Now you know how to export Blender models to Unity. By the way, we are using our own assets, and you can find them linked in the description. We provide high quality assets for any type of game. So thanks for watching and goodbye.